When life's path takes an unplanned turn, call the Evans Family Law Group for a consultation at 628-2550. The Evans Family Law Group, providing a full spectrum of family law services.
Here at the Evans Family Law Practice Group, I focus almost entirely on or exclusively on family law cases. I've litigated everything from criminal defense cases to personal injury cases to complex litigation cases to now, for the last 5 years, I've brought all of that courtroom experience to focus exclusively on divorce and custody cases. And grandparents' rights, step-parents' rights, and things of that nature, child custody, child support defense, and things of that nature. It makes a big difference when you have somebody who approaches those cases to be able to see long-term. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is when you're sitting in that chair across from me and I'm analyzing your case, I've gotten pretty good, frankly, at predicting what's going to happen. Because I have so much courtroom litigation experience, I can tell you what juries think. I can tell you what judges think. Now, after having been doing family law almost exclusively 5.5 years, I'm on the process of board certification for family law. I'm a member of the Family Law Academy of Texas. I'm a member of the family law section for the state bar, for the Travis County Bar. And in collaborating with other colleagues and just with experience, I've gotten really pretty capable at being able to tell a client, what's probably going to happen. Now, what does that mean? What that means is when I'm telling you that's likely to happen, I can tell you what's overreaching. I can tell you that you're going to outspend yourself here. I can tell you, no, you know what, primary custody, if I tell you I think I can get it, I'm going to get it. And the truth is, if you go check our record or check me and ask around, the truth is, for the most part, we win. And the reason for that is primarily because I have the litigation experience to go into the courtroom, I'm comfortable in the courtroom, and I know now, after having so much experience in the family law cases, I know what you can get and what you can't get. Now, what's important about that is not just knowing and being able to predict that. What's important to add to that component is how do you artfully negotiate around those things? How do you take your weaknesses and make those strengths in your case? Now, where does that come from? I'm a dad of 2 kids. I'm married to a former principal of an elementary school. I have lawyers in the office who are former prosecutors. I'm a former prosecutor. One of the paralegals in our office has a tax and finance background. We bring all kinds of experience and exposure that allows us to take those weaknesses or those perceived weaknesses in a case and turn them into strengths. And the way we do that is because we can leverage my experience in the courtroom. The advantages of being a former prosecutor, when I left the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office, I had 90+ jury trials. Being in the courtroom was like a living room to me, to use that exaggerated example. But the reason it's important for people to understand that exaggerated example is I've had lawyers who are older than I am and think they're more experienced than I am try to intimidate me into a trial or a hearing, and frankly, that's where I'm comfortable. And so if you're trying to back me and my client into a trial or a hearing and you think that's going to intimidate me, that's not the case. I'm much more comfortable in the courtroom. What distinguishes us is that I have the experience level of most family law attorneys who have been doing it for 20 years. When you step inside the courtroom, it's a very different ballgame. Negotiating outside the courtroom, or as they say on the courtroom steps, anybody can do that. A lot of people can do that. Now, some do it well, some don't. Okay, but it makes a big difference when the attorney on the other side knows that when Jimmy Evans is on the other side, he knows how to introduce exhibits. He knows how to introduce his evidence. He's got people subpoenaed. He knows how to cross-examine people. He knows how to lay out a case, and he's not bluffing. But what sets us apart is when I'm inside the courtroom, others don't have that kind of technical expertise. And oftentimes, for example, I can get under their skin. I can tell you lots of examples of when I'm in the courtroom, I can do little things that'll fluster the other attorney. And if that other attorney's getting flustered by some courtroom antic that I'm doing, they're not focusing on their case. And I've got so much experience in the courtroom that I can do both. In fact, it's a strategy of mine often to find that button. To find it. One time I used to call an attorney Mikey. I can tell you the story. I called him Mikey throughout the entire trial, and he was so angry with me that he messed up his closing arguments. And he's not focusing on what he needs to do. And so it's fun, but on the other hand, it's part of the experience package that we can bring, because I'm able to do that and take advantage of people's lack of technical expertise inside the courtroom. And it makes a big difference.
When life's path takes an unplanned turn, call the Evans Family Law Group for a consultation at 628-2550. The Evans Family Law Group, providing a full spectrum of family law services.